It's officially 2023, and because it's a new year, today I'm going to be diving into my camera bag and the gear I'll be using for this year. So right off the bat, the bag I'll be using for this year is the 18-liter Koboko City Commuter made by GORILLAPOD. If you watched last year's video, I was using the LowPro Pro Tactic 350, which was an amazing bag. I absolutely love that bag. But GORILLAPOD recently sent this to me a couple months ago, and I've been rocking it ever since. Part of the reason for that is because of the amount of space. They have pockets, zippers, pouches, compartments, whatever you want to call them, literally everywhere inside and out of this bag. You also have this rollable top that gives you extra storage space for things like clothing and other gear, but it also gives you an extra 4 liters of space, making it an 18-liter bag expandable to 22 liters. So if we dive into the main compartment, and the camera I'll be using for this year is the Sony a7 IV with the Sigma 24-70 f2.8, which I'm using to record this video right now. Now, I've been using the setup for a couple months now, and I absolutely love it. The Sony a7 IV is an absolute beast when it comes to photo and video. I think it's the true hybrid camera, and paired up with the Sigma 24-70, which is just an extremely sharp lens, I've been getting some amazing results both in photo and video. Now, before we go any further, there's a lot of random things in here for both photo and video, and that's because I just got back from a trip to Ottawa. You can kind of call this my travel kit. This kit changes all the time. If I'm going to shoot video, I'm going to bring maybe some more things. If I'm going to shoot portraits, I'm not going to be bringing a 3-wheel motorized dolly. Next up, we have this old film camera. I do bring this everywhere with me. It's the Nikon FE with a 50mm f1.8 lens on it. Now, the funny thing is, I don't really shoot with this. I wish I did. The very few times that I have shot with it, I've never developed the rolls, but I bring this with me to every single photo shoot because I like to use it as a prop. It also has this 40-year-old vintage 50mm f1.8, which I bought an adapter for, and I can use it on my Sony a7 IV. I've been able to get some amazing portraits with this lens, and that's why I bring it with me all the time. But you can buy this used on eBay anywhere from $50 to $100, and it just goes to show that you don't need the most expensive gear to get good shots. Also, everything you see in my bag will be linked in the description down below if you wanted to check them out for yourself. Next up is the JOBY GORILLAPOD. I actually don't like this at all. I don't even know why I bring it with me. It literally never ever works. I used to like it when I had a lighter camera. I think the Canon EOS R with my Canon lens was a little bit lighter, so it was fine. But now with the Sony a7 IV and the Sigma, it's a heavy kit, and this does not work at all. Next is this paper camera made by PAPERSHOOT. This thing is pretty freaking cool. PAPERSHOOT sent this to me earlier in 2022. I bring this with me to capture random memories. It's fully auto, and it takes photos kind of like film. It saves everything to this SD card, and I can just... Never had that happen before. But it saves everything to this SD card, and I can transfer it to my computer or my iPad. The beauty of it is I don't have to edit anything, and the photos kind of look like film photos. Next is my microphone right here. This is the Rode VIDEOMIC NTG, and by far it's one of the best microphones I've ever used. I bring this everywhere with me. I can record audio directly to my camera or even my computer over USB-C. It doesn't have a battery. It charges over that USB-C connection, and I think the audio quality is just so good. This is a dead cat for it. Next is this video light made by LAOFAS or LAOFAS. I've had this thing for like 3 years now, and it still works fine. It does full RGB. It has a few other modes on there. Let's speed through all these little knickknacks, and then we'll get to the drone and everything else. So in here, I keep my Peak Design straps. This is the Peak Design cuff strap. I absolutely love this strap. It's probably one of my favorites. I bring this everywhere with me. Next, we have the slide made by Peak Design. Again, an amazing strap. You don't have to worry about traditional camera straps where it takes forever to attach it to your camera. It has its Anker connection system just like every other Peak Design strap. Random micro USB-C charger. You never know when you have stuff to charge. You always have to keep cleaning supplies on you, so I have my rocket blower, and then I have this little brush. Next up is my iPad Air 4. This bag is pretty cool. It has one big laptop pouch and then another pouch or sleeve for like a tablet or something like that. So that's where I keep my iPad. I bring my iPad literally everywhere with me. I can run my entire business from here. I can edit photos, deliver galleries to clients, but now the iPad has gotten even better and I can even edit YouTube videos on it using DaVinci Resolve, the new app for iPad. If you want to watch that video, I'll link it down below or here. Now I bring the iPad to every portrait photo shoot. Sometimes I like to prop it up on a table and we can just have some poses as a reference there. But most of the time I'm actually connecting this USB-C tether cable with this little USB-C hub, and I'm using these to tether my camera to the iPad so the client can see the photos in real time. This USB-C hub also has a card reader so I can back up photos or whatever to the iPad. So that's why I always bring these with me. Next is this 3-wheel motorized dolly made by NEEWER. This allows me to get some slow motion B-roll clips without having a gimbal. It comes with this little remote that allows me to start and stop it and change the speed, and it actually works really, really good. In fact, I know I'll be using it in this video that you're watching to record some of the B-roll clips. Okay, in this pouch, we have just random things. We have another cloth. We have DJI Mavic Air 2 ND filters, lens caps, and then in this pouch up here we have my filters. This filter right here is an ND filter made by K&F Concept. This fits my 24-70 Sigma lens that I'm using right now. I'm actually a pretty big fan of K&F Concept. They might be a little bit on the cheaper end. I think this one was $80, but I've never had any issues with it. The quality is still sharp, and it actually has this Nano X technology, so you don't get that X that you get with some cheaper ND filters. Now that's really it that's in the main compartment, and again, it is completely random, and that's because I put things that I won't need right away. Like for example, I'm not gonna be needing a USB-C hub when I'm out shooting like at that moment. So things like camera batteries are actually on the outside of the bag so I can access them a lot easier. Now, like I said, on the outside, I like to keep things that I can access quickly. So in this pocket, I keep things like camera batteries. Well, actually, that's a lie. I have my flash unit here, but other than that, I keep my camera batteries, but also AA batteries for things like my flash unit. And on the other side, we have my iPhone charger. I always have to have an iPhone charger with me because I'm kind of rocking the old iPhone XR, so the battery life is not that good. And then in here is an Anker wireless charger or wireless hub, and this works amazing. It literally charges my phone so quick, but I can also charge things like my camera batteries or even operate my entire camera if I get like a dummy battery off of this hub. Toothbrushes in there. Let's move on to the top of the bag. Now the really cool thing with this bag is it has these like magnetic clips I've never seen on any other camera bag. Look at. But in here, I usually keep an extra black shirt anytime I need to film like TikToks or Instagram Reels or YouTube videos. I keep my photography gloves. It's really cold here in Canada right now, so these hands down are like the warmest gloves I've ever worn. Pretty pricey for gloves. I think they were like $120 or something like that. These are the Valerites Markov Pro 2.0s. These hands down best gloves I've ever worn. They even have little pockets so you can store like SD cards, or in my case I have a cleaning cloth. Next thing in here is my FeelWorld F5 video monitor. I absolutely love this thing for when I'm shooting videos. I can see how my footage is going to look on a bigger screen. I can load LUTs on it. I can see my false color, waveforms. It's got literally everything. I also have the HDMI cable for it. This is the HDMI cable from SmallRig. We also have this little pouch here. This is where I keep my drone gear. So I have things like, oh, that's the wrong side. My extra batteries for the drone. I even keep my battery charger in there. And then we have my DJI Mavic Air 2. I don't get to fly this that much because there's so many laws and legislations where I can fly it and where I can't fly it. So hopefully during the year, I can get rid of this and get myself the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I also keep the remote for it in here, an SD card pouch, and last but not least, on the strap of the bag, we have the Peak Design capture clip. That way I can have my camera ready to go at all times without having to put it in my bag and miss a shot. Anyway, with that being said, that's everything that's in my camera bag, or all the gear I'll be using for this year. If you want to check out any of the gear that I talked about for yourself, I'll leave all the links in the description down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see how much my gear has changed since last year, make sure to go watch last year's video. I'll see you in the next one.